They told you rust was permanent. They were wrong. Because what you're about to hear turns kitchen scraps into precision tools. Watch closely. Every step matters. Welcome back. This is where ordinary knowledge becomes leverage, where decay meets resistance. Today, we break rust down, step by step, using nothing but what's already in your kitchen. Let's begin. Step 1. Understand the enemy. Rust is not random. It doesn't appear out of nowhere. It doesn't strike because of bad luck. Rust follows rules. It is a reaction, a predictable chemical process. Born when iron meets oxygen and moisture. Air touches metal. Water lingers. Electrons begin to move. Slowly at first. Almost politely. Then the damage starts to spread. Rust doesn't rush. It waits. It creeps into seams, edges, and microscopic cracks. Silent. Unseen. Relentless. While you're busy living your life, rust is patiently eating away at strength, structure, and time itself. And here's the dangerous part. Rust doesn't need much. A little humidity. A thin film of water. One unprotected surface. That's all it takes. But rust has a weakness. A flaw in its design. It only survives in balance. Disrupt the chemistry. And the process collapses. Change the environment. And the reaction slows. Then weakens. Then stops. Rust cannot exist without harmony between air, water, and metal. Break that harmony, and you break the enemy. That's where knowledge becomes power. That's where control begins. And that is where you step in. Step 2. Vinegar, the first strike. Now that you understand the enemy, it's time to attack. Your weapon is simple, cheap, unassuming. Plain white vinegar. No special brand. No fancy additives. Just acetic acid. Quiet, effective, ruthless. Find a container deep enough to hold the metal, glass, plastic, anything non-reactive. Pour the vinegar in slowly, like you're setting a trap. Then lower the rusted metal inside. Not halfway, not mostly, completely submerged. Every scar, every flake, every orange stain beneath the surface. Now comes the hardest part. Do nothing. Walk away. Let chemistry do the work. For light rust, give it about 1 hour. That's enough time for the acid to begin dissolving the corrosion, weakening its grip on the metal beneath. For heavy rust, the thick, crusted kind, leave it overnight. While you sleep, the vinegar is busy breaking bonds, pulling oxygen away from iron, undoing months or even years of damage. When the time is up, pull the metal out. You'll see it immediately. The rust looks different, softer, loose, almost tired. Grab a brush or steel wool. Nothing aggressive. No brute force. Scrub gently, and watch it happen. Flakes fall away. Orange turns to gray. Dull surfaces sharpen. Rust loosens. Resistance fades. And beneath the damage, clean metal reappears. The first strike is complete. Step 3. Baking soda. Controlled pressure. Not every target can handle acid. Some items are fragile, thin, polished, sentimental. For those, you don't strike hard. You apply pressure. This is where baking soda takes over. A mild compound, non-toxic, deceptively powerful. Start by mixing baking soda with water. Add the water slowly. Control the texture. You're not making soup. You're making paste. Thick, gritty, spreadable. When it's ready, apply it directly onto the rust. No soaking, no submerging, just a deliberate layer. Pressed exactly where corrosion lives. Let it sit. 30 minutes. During that time, the paste clings to the surface, seeping into rust's weakest points, loosening its hold without attacking the metal beneath. This is precision work. When the timer's up, take a soft brush, sponge, or cloth. Then scrub. Not aggressively, not recklessly. Controlled motion. The baking soda's natural grit does the cutting, lifting rust particle by particle, polishing as it cleans. No scratches, no thinning, no damage, just removal. As the rust fades, the surface underneath stays intact. Smooth, honest, preserved, clean, precise, safe. Pressure applied. Target neutralized. Step 4. Lemon and salt. Acid with teeth. Sometimes rust digs in. It doesn't flake. It doesn't soften. It clings like it has something to prove. That's when you escalate. Not with harsher chemicals, but with smarter ones. Citrus. Natural acid, sharpened with grit. Start by coating the rust with salt. Don't dust it lightly. Cover it. The grains settle into pits and scars, wedging themselves where corrosion hides. Salt is abrasive. It scratches at the surface. It gives the acid something to grip. Now take a fresh lemon. Not bottled. Not diluted. Fresh. Squeeze the juice directly over the salt until everything is soaked. A saturated battlefield of crystals and acid. The reaction begins immediately. Citric acid attacks the rust chemically, breaking it down at the molecular level. Salt bites physically, scraping and weakening the structure. Two forces. One target. Now you wait. 2 to 3 hours. Enough time for the acid to penetrate, for the salt to chew, for resistance to crumble. When the wait is over, the rust won't look the same. It'll be darker, looser, defeated. Grab a brush or steel wool and scrub, not violently, decisively. Rinse with water and watch it happen. Orange stains wash away. Roughness disappears. Corrosion collapses under its own weakness. What's left isn't luck. It's chemistry. Used correctly. Acid with teeth. Rust without a chance. Step 5. The critical mistake to avoid. This is where most people fail. Not during the cleaning. Not during the scrubbing. After. They walk away too soon. Listen carefully. Never leave metal wet. Not for a minute. Not for later. Ever. Water is not neutral. It's an invitation. The moment moisture sits on bare metal, oxygen moves back in. Electrons shift. And the reaction you just fought so hard to stop quietly starts again. No warning. No noise. Just chemistry resetting itself. The job isn't finished when the rust is gone. It's finished when the surface is dry. Immediately dry the metal. Cloth. Paper towel. Heat if necessary. No shortcuts. And if the item will be stored, handled, or exposed to air, apply a thin layer of oil. Not soaked. Not dripping. Just enough to form a barrier. Oil blocks moisture. Oil buys time. Oil keeps oxygen out. Because here's the truth most people miss. Rust doesn't disappear. It retreats. It waits for moisture. For neglect. For one careless moment. And if you give it that opening, it will come back stronger than before. So don't celebrate early. Seal the victory. Dry the metal. Protect the surface. Because the only thing worse than rust is rust returning. That's the system. No expensive products. No chemicals. Just understanding. Rust wanted permanence. You offered resistance. And resistance wins. If this saved a tool, a blade, or a memory, return the favor. Like the video. Subscribe for more hidden knowledge. Share this with someone who thinks rust is the end. Stay sharp. Stay curious. Because the smallest ingredients can undo the biggest damage. This is the Cipher Phantom.